Come on in the room. Whoa, come on in the room. We got so much to talk about. So won't you come on in the room? How y'all doing, fam? Come on in the room. Whoa, come on in the room. Yeah, we got so much to talk about. So won't you come on in the room? Hello, Star Fam. Thank you for being here. Now listen, this is a live I was supposed to do yesterday, but if you were on that live, you know that Mama had to get up a little early because she did not eat. Thank you all for your thoughts, prayers, and wishes. I felt them all. I feel a lot better. This was my issue. As you know, I have changed my eating habits. However, I did not realize, or I forgot that when you're no longer eating like processed foods or like bread heavy foods, you have to eat a lot. So I have been eating, but I felt like I've been eating portions that makes sense. And it's also just been really hot here in Atlanta, and I have just not been feeling like, eating like that. And you guys know, if you've been following me for a long time or subscribed to me for a long time, you know that I lose the majority of my weight throughout the year in the summer because I just don't feel like it. It'd be too hot to move, too hot to eat. I don't feel like it at all. It's just too hot. And Atlanta is too hot to do anything. The last thing I want to do is turn on my oven. So I just have not been eating stuff that's hearty. I haven't been eating hearty things. And I'll eat a half a watermelon and burn right through that watermelon just on live, right? But not realizing that, I didn't do a strenuous workout, so I'm good. I'll be fine for a few hours. No, I need to eat. I need to eat, and I need to eat a lot. So I am, that incident has really changed a lot for me. I meal prepped. I got all my foods together. I was just off camera eating a bunch of oatmeal. So I'm doing what I can so that can never happen again. So sorry if I freaked anybody out. And thank you all for coming back. Thank you all for coming back. Alma said, I look forward to hearing that you're okay, Nikki. I was replay gang yesterday and saw you dip out earlier. Prayers up. Thank you. I felt them. Alex said, caught the telling of the last live. I'm so glad that you're doing okay. You had me scared. I'm so sorry. Pretty Kitty said, hey, Star Family, Nikki, thank you for working so hard and bringing us laughs and commentary. You're welcome. Miss Gigi said, hey, we're back like we never left. Missy said, do you know what it is, Star Fam? We back up in this thing. I know that's right. Sarah said, hey, Nikki, glad to see you're feeling better. Thank you. Yolande, second live today. I am forward. I should be working. Thank you for being here. Hey, Laura. Thank you for being here as well. Let's get into it because we got 2 shows to get through. We already talked about before. Let's get into 90 Day Fiance the other way. So the first couple we're going to talk about is Danielle and Johan. Danielle and Johan are, still trying to conceive, right? They've been seeing several fertility doctors, and the one that they are seeing now has told them that it's the best decision for them right now is to use donor eggs. Johan was not okay with that. He was just like, well, is the child going to be a part of her? And the doctor was like, yeah, she's carrying it. The child is going to have her blood and some of her similarities, but the bulk of the identity of this child, the mother will be somebody else. And Johan wasn't necessarily okay with that. Danielle was fine, right? And I think, and this is the only thing that worries me, Danielle was fine. She's just like, yeah, I just want to have a baby. I want to give him a baby. And that's the thing that's bothering me, is that I feel like she's a little emotionally unattached from this process because her goal is to give her younger partner a child. I don't know how much of an interest she has, right? Because I do remember her talking about it early on, and she was saying she was done with having children. Now she wants to have a child. And I'm just like, I hope you're not having this child to keep your younger partner with you longer than him not having children will keep him. You know what I mean? That's the only thing, because I just feel like if you have a child for the sake of keeping a man, that child is going to feel that. That child is going to feel that energy. And I would hope the child would not feel unwanted by you, Danielle. I pray that I'm wrong. But I just, it was a little concerning because at first you didn't want to have kids and now you want to have kids. And the whole thing is about you want to give him a child. I don't really hear you saying, I want to be a mom to a small human again. When I met Johan, I knew this is something that I wanted to do. And I am looking forward to carrying and holding my child and being there for all these. Like, I haven't heard that. And you probably said them and they were cut. I would give you that, but I just haven't heard that. I've just really heard you talking about this child for Johan. And I just don't think that that's a good environment to bring a child into. I think both partners should not only want the kid, but want the child, but also be very active in the rearing and the just developing the identity of who this human is going to be, because we're going to have to deal with that kid. Please bless us with a sane human who has felt love from both of their parents and not like they were born to save a marriage that's probably unsalvageable. So that's the only thing that concerns me. I'm like, you always talk about this baby concerning Johan. I'll never hear you saying nothing about how much you want this child. And then when they were talking about, after they left the fertility doctor, they were talking the rest of the episode about, what their life is going to look like with the child. And Danielle, you have this thing where I'm not doubting that you love Johan. I don't think you respect him. And I don't think you respect him for 2 reasons. 1, he doesn't make the money that you make or have made. And 2, he's just younger than you. So you talk down to him like an older sibling or a mother. And I don't think you recognize it because you just don't have the respect for him that you would have for a partner that is your age or older and makes more money. So when you tell Johan that he would be fine just as long as the baby isn't dead, and then you insult his family and how they raise their children, and then you get mad when he gets upset at the insults you are throwing his way, and then you try to play victim and make him look like the bad guy, but it's just like, did you hear what you just said to him? You basically told him that he is not capable of taking care of the child that he wants, and also that his family doesn't know how to raise children when he is a product of that environment. You're insulting this man and then getting mad when this man is upset at the insults. You have to hear what you're saying to him. I'm not saying you don't love him, but you are coming off as if you do not respect him because of his age and what he can do for you financially. Again, another environment that I just do not think a child should be brought into. But that is just my opinion. You do what you want with your life. I will also say, from the way that Danielle has been dressing, because she's a crop top kind of girl, the way that she has been dressing, I don't know if the scenes that we are watching are reenactments because she's pregnant already, or she just likes to wear swing dresses all of a sudden. I don't know. You let me know what you guys think. Let's get to Brendan and Mary. Unwell, unwell, unwell. This couple is unwell. This couple is Paul and Karini 2.0. Prayers up for Paul. I just read on 90 Day Fiance, I believe our girl Linda, 90 Day Fiance. What is it, 90 Day Fiance? Y'all know my girl Linda, 90 Day Fiance page. Just read up on her page that Paul is missing. He took off running in the middle of the night in Brazil, and he's missing. They said he was in the Amazon or something like that, and he's missing. So prayers up for him. I pray that he is returned. I also pray that he is found safe, and I pray that he just gets back home to America and get under his mother's care, because him and Karina together are toxic. I feel the same way about Brendan and Mary. And I'm just like, at this point, this couple has not had sex. My God, today, what is going to happen when they finally get it in? Like, unwell, the way that Mary was crying to the point where a producer had to not only give her water but calm her down because she could not breathe. It's unwell. It's unwell, because why is that your reaction to him telling you, you just have to treat me better? It's coming up very manipulative. And it's not healthy, because as Mary gets herself together, because everybody's rushing to her because of the way she's crying. She's like, like crying, very like travailing, right? So everybody's rushing her to make sure that she's okay. Now, as she's getting the care that she needs, Brendan, he starts breaking down, because now he feels bad for making her feel bad. And I'm like, y'all far too young, far too unwell. Let's tell the truth for shame the devil. These two both come from environments where they just need a lot of personal work before they get into a relationship to just be here. It's too much happening. Y'all are too young. It's too emotional. Sex has not even jumped into the equation yet, and y'all falling apart like this. I'm concerned. I am very, very, very concerned. This is like Crazy Stupid Love in real life. Y'all remember that movie? That's what it's given. That's what it's given. Let's move on to Holly and Wayne. Oh wait, that's Molly, not Holly. Where's Holly and Wayne? Did I get rid of them? Child, I'm getting rid of everybody. That's TJ. Where is Holly and Wayne? Oh, there they go. I think Holly will have a much better experience in South Africa if she just realizes that she married a broke man. For some reason, she just wants to deny it. And I'm not gonna put it on Wayne and say that he's misleading her, because he's telling her. He tells her every day, we're broke, we don't have it. I can't even keep the lights on. Why are you trying to look for another apartment? For some reason, Holly just doesn't want to understand that. Ma'am, you are going to have to live in Section 8 in South Africa. That's just what it is. He ain't got it. He had it before. He lost a big contract. He doesn't have it now. Now, at least you can be comfortable with the idea that he is able to make a certain amount of money and just has fallen on some hard times. But you just have to accept his situation, because I can't believe you got me feeling bad for a white South African. The way she just continues to like bulldoze his reality and makes him feel less than because he can't provide for her. And he's telling her this. He's been telling you he does not have it. Before you came to South Africa, he told you he did not have it. Why are you being so freaking delusional? Mama, he's broke. Either accept it and go home, or accept it and live your comfortable life in the hood. Because that's what it's given. That's what it's given. You live in the hood. And you white, so people gonna feel like you're trying to do a little something. So keep your hat on swivel and do the best that you can, and do what you got to do during the daytime, because at night you ain't got no damn lights. But this is what you have to accept, especially if you're going to marry this man, for richer or for poorer. This is the reality of your life, mama. You just have to let it be, let this be your reality. Because I feel like you don't want to live in that reality, but why are you with him then? And this is the thing. Again, I'm not from South Africa. I ain't never been to South Africa. I don't know what's going on over there, but I have some South African subscribers. Hey, y'all. The way that Wayne is acting, right, is making me feel like South Africa is not as dangerous as he's making it appear to Holly and everybody that's watching the show. I think he just lives in an environment that is impoverished. And when you become impoverished, you make certain decisions, right? And one of those decisions is probably theft. And that happens. It happens in every impoverished neighborhood. Not saying that it's okay, but that is just the reality. You steal from what's closest to you. You steal from what's easiest to you. So he lives in an impoverished neighborhood where there is, crime, and the crime is, petty thefts, right? He also lives in an area where he is not going to get favorable treatment because he is white. And I feel like his problem is that there's no apprehension in robbing him. There's no special care that he gets for being white in a Black nation. And I think because of that, he exaggerates his position and his reality because he knows it would be different for him if he were somewhere else, or it has been different for him in his lifetime in South Africa. Because I feel like you putting 20 on 10, right? Because if you're not putting 20 on 10, why did you get upset with Holly? Because she's just not accepting that you're broke while y'all looking for these places. Why did you get upset with her, hop in your car, and drive off and abandon your dainty white fiance in dangerous South Africa? That didn't make sense to me, because the way you're talking about how dangerous South Africa is, why would you leave somebody you love to fend for themselves in dangerous South Africa? Is it because you are magnifying things and you knew that she would be okay? Because that just, it makes sense to me. I'm like, you abandoned her? And Holly even said it. You're telling me that this place is unsafe and you're going to abandon me, just up and leave me? Yes, she was absolutely there with production, but how are you making, you're not making your case, right? If you feel so comfortable just leaving your future wife, somebody you're supposed to love and protect and care for, if you're so comfortable leaving her in dangerous South Africa, either you lying or you don't care about her. I feel like you lying, but again, I haven't been there, so I don't know what the truth is, but I'm leaning on the truth that you are being untruthful. Shekinah Glory. Let's get to Shekinah. Oh, do I have Shekinah Glory in here? I do not have Shekinah Glory. Let me get her right now. Let me work on, talk amongst yourselves. Let me get Shekinah. Let me get Shekinah Glory right now. Because, baby, we have got to talk. So we finally meet Shekinah. She is a new couple on a 90 Day Fiance. We have watched her. She is a part of the trailer, but she is not. She's a part of the trailer and she's a part of their advertisements. But we have not seen any remnant of her and her Turkish kin until this episode, which was so weird to me. I'm like, why? Oh my God, I did not talk about Kim and Corey's divorce in my last live. I have to fix that. But I'm like, why did this show bring her on so late? Right? Is that making sense to you guys? Because that's not making sense to me. That's not making sense to me at all. I'm like, why did y'all bring her on so late? Like, what was the reason? Because isn't the season like almost over? And then we get this lady and her man, and we're supposed to like jump on the journey concerning them and their relationship. And we just now meeting her when the show is almost over. Unless we got 10 more seasons to get through, 10 more episodes to get through, then that would make sense. But I'm like, why are we meeting these people now? Very, very weird. Hold on. I'm about to bring up this picture and y'all gonna flip if y'all have not met this couple yet. Y'all are going to flip. Because she also has such a very interesting story that I feel like we should have been on the journey with them earlier. Right? Because it's not giving like this story is interesting, so we just threw this in at the end of the season. Her and this guy seem very interesting, and I would have liked to know more. So I'm just curious as to why we are meeting her so late. That's just so weird to me. Anyway, let me bring up Shekinah. Ciao. So this is Shekinah and her man. Her man, what's her man's name? Sarper. Shekinah Glory and Sarper. She didn't have to tell me that she's the esthetician in LA. Like, she didn't have to tell me. This is literally every white esthetician in Los Angeles. They all look like this, specifically in Glendale. But my God, today Shekinah has a very interesting story. She grew up Amish. Her and her family were not born Amish, but her family was hanging around Amish people and said, "This is a cool lifestyle. I want to raise my kids in it." Shekinah was the reason why her family got out of it, because she was just like, I am a glamorous girl. I don't want to live like that. So because she was just so rebellious, her family was just like, let's just get out of it. And she was able to get out of the Amish lifestyle, move to LA. She's been in LA for like a decade as an esthetician. The thing that is so interesting about Shekinah, her community, and her man is that everybody in Shekinah's community and Shekinah and her man both look like the cast of Stephen King's Sleepwalkers. When we met her friends, I was like, oh my God. Everybody needs to back away from the wrestling. Everybody needs to back away from the wrestling. Nobody looks human. Nobody looks human. And so I'm like, 90 Day Fiance, why did you have this couple right here? Why are you holding them until now? We should have met this ragtag group of people. We should have met them on episode 1, because I'm already locked in. So we meet Shekinah and we meet the cast of Sleepwalkers. They all have a hangout where Shekinah is there. While she's there hanging out, getting ready to move, because this is 90 Day Fiance the other way, because she's going to move in with Sarper, the love of her life, who in every picture he is smizing. Every picture he is smizing. So the love of her life, she's going to move to Turkey to be with him, right? But while she's at her going away party, one of her really good friends confesses his love for her. One of her really good friends was just like, why are you going out there to Turkey when you need to be with me? She was like, what? What are you talking about? He was like, you know, I love you and I have loved you for forever. And she was just like, yeah, but we're just friends. I'm like, we meet this girl in 2 seconds. We find out she's Amish. One of her best friends confesses his love for her. She friend zones him, and then she gets on a plane to meet with this man that got all this damn Botox in his face. TLC, we should have met this heifer on episode 1. They are going to give us a show. Why are we meeting them so late? Anyway, she is, so we're going to see her next episode go to meet with Sarper, who is just like ready for her to get there. He seems, that he's ready to be in love with her as well, but he seems extremely superficial. He, was making comments about her weight, and her friends were just like, oh my God, why don't you do that? That's not okay. With all kinds of work being done in their face. That's another thing about her community and Shekinah and Harper as well. Their face does not move. Their face does not move. Nobody in this storyline will have a moving face. An eyebrow will not move. A forehead will not wrinkle. Lips will always be stuck to the tip of their freshly cut noses. My God, today, how did y'all all find each other? This is the white esthetician community in LA. It is so scary. Anyway, so Harper seems very superficial. He seems also very territorial and like somebody who is going to clip her wings. Um, but I feel like she wants that. I feel like not that she wants her wings clipped. I feel like Shekinah, like many a woman, myself included, sick of being entrepreneurs. She made her money. Now she just wants to be loved on, protected, and cared for. And I absolutely understand it. I feel like we should have met this couple earlier. They're going to give us a show, and I'm so mad that we're meeting them when we're meeting them. Hopefully, we get a lot of them in the last remaining episodes of this show. But I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued. What do you guys think? Let's get into it. So Steph said Danielle just wanted to be on TV so she can pay her 80K in tolls. She ran up and eventually returned to the US. You think so? You really think so? Hey, Shamiko. Shamiko said, hi, Nikki. So happy that you're feeling much better. Love from St. Kitts. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh, you don't like Danielle and Johan? I feel so bad for Johan. I really feel so bad because I feel like in the beginning he was scamming her, but I'm thinking that he's starting to fall for her. I'm thinking that he's starting to fall for her. And I'm like, if or when they break up, he's going to be heartbroken. He's really going to be heartbroken because I feel like that happens a lot in May December relationships with women and men. Them young boys be falling hard. They be getting their hearts broken by these cougars. They be falling hard. It could be a mommy thing, but they be falling hard for these guys. I feel like when it's a May December relationship and it's a woman, I feel like the woman always stay true to the game. And when a relationship crashes and burns, she is more than happy with it. So not all. Oh, Jasmine said, hey, Nikki, only seen a few episodes of this season. What do you think happened to the Dominican man and his Dutch girlfriend? I think what happened was the show and his Dutch girlfriend realized that he had no intention of moving to the Netherlands to be with her. I think he was just using this show for self-promotion because all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he's just like, oh, I don't know if I could do it. And I feel like he's going to use his mom as a scapegoat for the reason why he won't move. But I feel like the Dutch girlfriend and the show is picking up on the fact that he had no intention to move in the first place. He just wanted exposure. This, I got to be honest with you, this is like the 6th time he went missing this year. It's just very alarming. He needs to get out of Brazil. Let me go to 90 Day Fiance, the melanated way. Yep, it's right here on her Instagram. This is from Karini's page, actually. Paul went missing last night in Brazil. Prayers that he is found safe. I don't know why I said Amazon. Forgive me. I don't know where I got that from. Forgive me. Reporting fake tea. But yeah, he went missing last night in Brazil. And 90 Day Fiance, the melanated way says, Karini is asking for prayers for Paul because she said he went missing last night in Brazil. I feel like he's going to be fine. Paul always seems to land on his feet. I hope he's okay. I really do. So Steph said, I really like Brendan. I hope he don't make me mad next week saying he don't have any money for the bills, which is very weird. You trying to get over there and have sex with her, but you can't help her pay her bills. What you think this is? Why do you think she picked you? You think she was twerking on TikTok with just anybody? She wanted to get a dude that has some money. You know what it is, Brendan. Don't go over there and play. Jasmine said, hey, Nikki, only seen a few episodes of this season. What do you think? Oh, I got that one. Yolanda said, they are too young. I was concerned with the 24-hour cell phone chats. Far too young. Far too young. Laura Becca says, the lights are off because of load shedding. So I think everyone's lights are off. But yes, Wayne is broke. I feel, let me stop playing because I read that because of load shedding. It was like, oh, that's why the lights are off. I don't know what the hell load shedding is. Let me look it up. was just going to pass by that comment like I knew what load shedding was. Load shedding is a type of load management. Load shedding works by rotating power outages or reducing power consumption for primary sources. Oh, oh my God. All these freaking. I'm literally reading the definition and an ad comes up and blocks it. Multiple power sources. Load shedding is used to relieve the stress on a primary energy source when demand for electricity is greater than the. So they sharing electricity down there? What is going on? Y'all got to get them colonizers out of there. Y'all got to get that. I feel like without that, y'all would be fine. Indy said, Mary is a master manipulator, and I didn't believe a bit of it. That's her tactic to get out of accountability, and it worked because he was the one apologizing to her, all because he stood his ground. Yep. When I saw him breaking down and crying and feeling bad, I'm like, you didn't do anything wrong. You didn't do anything wrong, but that works for Mary. Because you see, he started breaking down and feeling bad. Social Stuff said Holly needs to go home. I absolutely agree. Wayne definitely misled her. And he said he will provide for her. And now she's there and the lights are off. Some people said South Africa has been having rolling blackouts and problem with the electricity grid. Okay, so he's still broke, but he could probably keep the lights on. Some people said, my coworker says that white South Africans like to pretend Black South Africa are making the country dangerous after apartheid. I'll be honest with you, that's what it's given to me. That's what it's given to me. Yes, he was absolutely born under segregation. Social Stuff said, Wayne communicates like a child and is definitely exaggerating based on my research. Yep. I actually like Shekinah. Shekinah. Laura said they've done this before, like the lady with the Algerian guy, and he just blocked. And that was it. I remember that. Because he's a character. He is a character. This man does not, like, his face doesn't move. And he smiles in every picture. I'm like, we should have been met this couple. Jasmine said, LOA, by the way, Sinjin, Ronald, and Wayne, they always have the same conclusion about South Africa, right? Like they're not the problem. Sarah said, either these two implode early on and don't last, or they think these two will make great TV and decided to add them in despite of little footage. I hope so. The funniest thing, they look like an American couple. Salter looks like he could absolutely live in LA or Jersey. Laura said, I didn't know you could really join an Amish community like that. I thought they weren't looking for converts. Yeah, we learned something new. Drea says, how does she have photograph? Oh, that's smart. Yeah. Look at you catching everything, Drea. Look at you catching everything. Laura said, I know that there are many different Amish and Mennonite sects with different beliefs and practices, though. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Yeah, Frenchie was cute. He was cute. I don't know why she didn't go with him. And he seemed like he could protect her. He absolutely got friend zoned on national TV. I was watching this scene like, oh, this is cringe. Oh, this is cringe. I was like, oh, when she walked into that party, I was like, oh my God. Everybody looks the same. What is happening here? OMG. Oh, QQQ says she's good to try Salter because she got Frenchies. She got Frenches in the pocket just in case. Listen, don't let nobody off the bench. Not just yet. Social Stuff said, Johan said he was over her at the reunion. Now they back on the other way with no explanation. Money. Ain't they in Brazil? But I lied. He was not at Amazon. I don't know I don't know why I put that in there. I don't know why I put that in there. Some people said Paul has some amazing survival skills. I couldn't just go missing in a foreign country like that. I hope he's okay. ND said he only had $200 on him when he arrived in. Oh, absolutely not. Opulent Pomegranate said, "Hey, Star family, hope everyone is safe and well today. Nikki, hope you're doing better. I'm doing so much better. Thank you so much." She says that's her hair. She says that's her hair. And I have to be honest with you, Holly, the only reason why I think that's not your hair is because the way it is always matted and knotted, there's no way, if that's your hair, that you wouldn't have cut it by now. Like, it is like always matted. And I'm like, there's no way you would be able to detangle that every day. Laura says, Sinjin, Wayne, and Ronald are not making me one. Where are the rich ones? Where are the rich ones? I'm sorry, I got to be honest with you. Where are the rich ones that are not a product of inbreeding? Because I feel like the poor ones, I feel like some inbreeding is happening with the poor ones. Them rich ones that actually come from money don't got to do all that. I want to see them. Where are the rich ones? Because I feel like these, no shade, the poverty ones are not, they're a little scary. They're a little scary. QQQ said we all need to get solar generators, no gas, no noise, just repower up with sun or someone cloudy. Well, you know, my family and I are still home hunting, even in the midst of all this mess. And Atlanta's starting to build a lot of solar power homes. And that might be the move. Social Step said, I remember the first time I saw Amish people. They was at Wawa in Lansdale outside of Philly. They surely went in there to get some snacks. The Penn's Landing, I used to always get cookies from the Amish kids. They be sitting up there in pure full 1920s Amish regalia in Jordans. I'm like, why are y'all wearing Jordans? Wear the Dave and Buster shoes or the little moccasins. Why are y'all in Jordans? Sarah said, I know Amish do not take pictures or like to be photographed, but I think I saw on TikTok, LOL, that they have exceptions to that. Probably. Because they probably didn't get special treatment. White people love America because America is so unbalanced. America is so unfair. And white people globally love this place because of how white people are treated. They hate how they're treated in, you know, their other countries, because their homeland, because they, you know, a lot of them don't get favoritism in certain places. A lot of them get favoritism in a lot of other places, but America has OD'd on white privilege. And, you know, so, you know, Wayne is a South African is looking at that like, this is how I should be treated. And people in South Africa are just like, no, this is how you're going to be treated. Like, you're not getting any special treatment anymore. We're done with that. We're done with that. Bread, jams, and cookies. Baby, they could make a cookie. Let's move on to the last resort. The last resort. Hallelujah. Let's start off with Kalani and Asuelu. They weren't giving much this episode. And good for them. Kalani has given enough. Like, I'm fine with that. But I'm like, no shade. I'm tuning in for Kalani and Asuelu. If we're keeping it buck, I'm not tuning in for anybody else. Hold on. I have so many people up in here. Let me. I got Paul and Karini. Where are my couples? Here they go. So it was very uncomfortable for me to watch Asuelu try to like get physical with Kalani after, you know, after getting a yeast infection in your mouth because you were sucking on somebody's genitalia that wasn't your wife. I was just like, the audacity to ask this lady for a kiss and think that she was going to give it to you. He asked to kiss her and she was like, no, I'm not ready for that now. Out of all things, not even a hug, a kiss. I'll be very honest with you. I don't know. And it seems like she hasn't gone back. I could not get over something like that. And then to like try to be intimate with you, that would blow me. Because I will always be thinking about that tongue. And then you want me to suck on that? The audacity to look that woman in the face and ask for a kiss. Kalani was too kind. She was like, oh, I'm not ready for that. I would have been like, are you serious? You think I'm letting that yeast infected tongue get anywhere near me? Are you crazy? It's not happening. That public restroom tongue, you think I want it on me? I could not believe, like delusional, bro. Not even a hug. Can I hold your hand? A kiss. Crazy. I will say Kalani is starting to, work on her relationship. She's blocked that guy and stopped talking to him. Allegedly. And she's like, you know what? If he's going to make an effort, then I'm going to make an effort. I'm here to make an effort. So let me just try. But she's just giving checked out. And I think she's just grossed out by him. I don't think that she could, for lack of a better term, get moist for him again, because it's like, I just think what happened with them, not only is she turned off from him, she's been turned on by somebody else. So I think it's impossible for her, or will be very, 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 very hard for her to get to where she needs to be intimate with him again. Oh, I couldn't do it. More power to you, sis. More power to you. Ed and Liz. Liz, why did you marry Humpty Dumpty? Because they got married this weekend. Or last weekend, right? Yeah. Why did you do this to yourself? He does not like you. He continues to mistreat you because he knows that you're going to stick around. So this is the thing. Ed got into it with Kelly. Kelly gets out of the hot tub, that filthy hot tub, because, Ed was calling him out of his name. And Kelly was like, I'm a cop from Brooklyn. I know how I will respond to the situation, but I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to remove myself from the situation. So he removes himself from the situation. Angela tries to get Ed to stop saying things to Kelly to antagonize him. So she starts like throwing water at him, and she throws the water on Liz, who does not like it, right? So Liz gets up and leaves because not only is she embarrassed by the way Ed acted out, she also, didn't like Angela throwing water on her. So as she gets up and leaves, Ed then starts antagonizing her and telling her, how she doesn't defend him, how Angela just has been, very supportive of him or whatever. And Angela, who seems like she's on something, starts walking after them. And Liz is like, just leave me alone. And Angela, you don't tell Angela to leave you alone. So she gets upset and she all of a sudden starts to try to fight Liz. That's what it was. You have the whole cast and crew holding you back from getting to this woman. Now, what would have happened if they would not have been there? She was going to try to assault that woman. I don't know why they are keeping her on the show, because the next day after she tried to assault Liz, one of the therapists from the show came to speak to her and was just like, well, you can't do that. You have to do better. Y'all don't need to speak to her. Y'all should have told her to pack her bags and leave. Because if y'all had not intervened, she would have harmed Liz. And if the lady who actually is, I think, like the manager of the resort that you guys are staying at, if she wasn't going, hey guys, we have guests. Keep it down. If she didn't say that, y'all probably wouldn't have said nothing to Angela, because y'all hire her for her violence. And that is a huge problem. So she's trying to fight Liz or whatever. Liz, who is trying to give it back to Angela, she can't match her energy. That's not her personality, and there's nothing wrong with that. So her, and after the whole crew is able to subdue Angela, Liz, they move her away. Liz and Ed go into the room and they're talking, and Ed is just like, well, she protected me, and I've never had anyone stand up for me. This is what this man is saying to his fiance. I've never had anyone stand up for me the way she did. She protected me, and I don't like what she said to you, but you deserved it. You had it coming. She should have said that to you because you should have been there to protect me. And I'm like, looking back at this, And looking back at how this man has treated you, what made you think that this is a good partner for you? He didn't protect you when you were a girlfriend. He didn't protect you when you were a fiance. He actually encouraged the woman who was going to insult you to keep going. He does not like you. Why did you marry him? You are 30 years old. Why are you doing this to your future? This is actually insane. Like, I'm to the point where I'm not even mad at her. I'm just disappointed. Like, why would you do this to yourself? He was saying that the way that Angela treated you and reduced you to tears, you deserved it. Your fiance is saying that you deserve to be harmed, and you just gonna eat that?
First sign that she needs to get rid of him.
Well, listen, she does it. It's not like she's in a community that will like do anything. Because she called her mom, and her mom was just like, "Well, you just don't talk to him. Don't talk to him. He show him that he needs to respect you, and not pack your bags and get out of there. I just sent your flight. Leave him alone." Like, or maybe the mom is just like, "I can't tell her anything. I can't tell Liz anything because she's going to do what she wants to do." It's so upsetting the way this man treats her. And I'm like, you can just, why don't you just knock him over? Just knock
him over.
All she got to do is just push him over and he's done for. He's going to spend forever trying to get back up. You don't have to deal with that. You do not have to deal with it. But for some reason, you are locked in with this man mistreating you. Jovi and Yara, I told y'all on the last episode that when she told the world and those people, her castmates, that this man would have forced her to have a child, she went too far. And she absolutely did, because Jovi is checked out. He is angry. He's told her, he was like, "You didn't need to say that to everybody. You did not need to say that. You didn't even say that to me, but you felt comfortable with saying it in front of all those people. And I would have never have forced you to have a child. Do I want another child? Absolutely. But saying that I forced you." And again, I don't think she's understanding how he is taking what she's saying. I think she was saying force very lighthearted, but meaning what she said, and not understand that he is literally taking that as some kind of assault that you think your husband would have done towards you. There's a huge communication issue right here. And I don't think Yara understands her impact. And I don't think that Jovi is going to explain any further why he's upset with what she said. I will say this, Yara, you're doing what Amanda does. When you offend somebody, you want them to get over it because it makes you feel uncomfortable. So because Jovi didn't come in the room last night, he hung out with Angela. Because Jovi doesn't want to have a conversation with you, you are annoyed with his healing process. So you now start crying and start telling him that he's an alcoholic because you want him to get up out of whatever he's in, because it makes you feel uncomfortable, instead of dealing with the fact that you made him feel that way by your words. She went too far. She went too far, and she will not own up on it. And that's why Jovi is upset. Let's be honest, right? We were all Team Yara until she was trying to get an apartment behind his back in Europe. And this is the thing. It wasn't like Jovi was saying no. He was saying, not right now. There's a war going on not too far from here. I don't want my wife or my child near this at all. So no, it's not a good idea right now. And I'm like, Yara, you cannot be mad at this man who was your husband, your protector, and your provider, right? And your love, right? You cannot get mad at him for being like, well, there's a war going on not too far from here. I cannot sign off on a place because I don't think it's safe. That was his biggest issue. You're not going to win over viewers with being like, oh, he's so selfish. He needs to be about his wife and his child when their safety could possibly be in danger. So it's just like, you're not going to win over people with that argument, especially when you and your mom were looking at apartments behind his back and then trying to make him look like the bad guy. I feel like you're trying to paint him as a bad guy because you have to make decisions 50-50. I think in the beginning, when Yara was dating Jovi, she could just ask for whatever. And he gave it to her because he was courting her. But now that they're married, decisions are being made differently, especially with the finances. And she has a huge problem with that. She has a huge problem with that. There wasn't much that happened with with Molly and Kelly. What I will say, it was so hilarious that them both disliking Ed is what brought them together and got them to start talking. They were actually having a really good conversation and really getting along and enjoying each other's company when they were dragging Ed. Ain't that something? Ain't nothing else can make these two talk. But how awful Ed is was the thing that brought them together. Last thing, Angela should not be here. Why is she here? The man that she's in a relationship with is not here. Why is she here? Because it's looking like y'all just brought her on to beat up on people, beat up on women. Let's be exact. Because Angela only talks to women and tries to intimidate women that way. She don't get up in a man's face like that. And if she does, she's always laughing it off. Sweetie, I would never say anything like that to you. You know, I'm just kidding. I love you. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. That's all I have to say. What do you guys have to say? Let's get into it. Let's get into. Oh, I want to change the live time for the ultimatum. So sorry, guys, but I'm looking at the time again and I'm running over. I wanted to do that earlier and I forgot to do it. So the ultimatum is at 4:30. See you there. Miss GJ88 said, I haven't watched one episode of The Last Resort because I refuse to support that abusive colonizer in a sundress. Child, tell it. Sapphire said, the way I would have called my mama to beat Angela tail because I don't want to be charged with elder abuse. Child. She went too far. Laura said, I actually believe Jari and Yara are not doing well. I actually think they were doing well when they came to the show. I think Yara really hurt Jovi with the forced pregnancy line. I think that's what happened there. Hold on, I just want to make sure I'm not clicking on the same comments. I couldn't do it. I could not see him in that light sexually anymore. I could not do it. I could not believe that he asked her for a kiss after all of that. I could not believe it. Delusional. Pretty Kitty said, how did he not know something was wrong when he went down there? I would be beyond done. You know what? Because I felt like he's probably done it before and never got sick. He doesn't give me that he's not going to engage with genitalia if it's stinking. There was such a better way to say that. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't give me the kind of guy where you freshen up for him. You just give it to him funky. That's what I get. Because he probably give it to you funky. He doesn't give me I bathe all the time guy either. And that's no shade. There's a lot of people who don't bathe, so I'm not judging the non-bathing community. But I feel like he gives funky and receives funky. I think Kalani was probably the cleanest coochie he's ever experienced. And that's probably why he wanted to run back to something dirty, because that's what he's used to. Laura said, it's pretty unusual to get thrush from oral sex. Okay, I did not know that. Thank you for clarifying it. It's much more likely he has diabetes or was taking antibiotics. Antibiotics would give you thrush in a second. Oh. So why did he mention a blowjob? Did he get it from the antibiotics he was taking? Thank you for the clarity, Laura. Jessica said, hi, Nikki. I watch you every day now in the blog channel. Always make you laugh and absolutely beautiful. Thank you. You are so sweet. Speaking of the blog channel, shameless plug. Today at 6 p.m., I will be dropping my next blog, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be dropping my next blog for NikkiStar at home. It's a shopping blog, but you know, we do some fun things in there. Thank you all so much for your love and support. Let's get to the rest of the comments. So Steph said, wait, what? She actually married that troll of a man? I am so sorry, Star Family. I thought you knew. Reddit, on 90 Day Fiance Reddit, they showed I think it was the wedding invitation for their wedding that was on August 29th. August 29th. She married him on August 29th. Jessica says she's simple too. Like Auntie's advice says, she must like the drama or the TV show. QQQ said, my friend that was dying of AIDS had thrush. So who knows what that chick gave a swallow? Oh my goodness. Thank you all for clarifying thrush because I was way off base. Pretty Kitty, and I'm so sorry that you experienced that. QQQ. I send my condolences. Pretty Kitty said, Ed literally sickens me. He doesn't care about her unless I get cursed out and confronted on national TV and did nothing. The bar is in hell. And actually was just like, that's what you deserve. So he wanted that to happen. He wanted that to happen. Oh, Kelly was on desk duty. So he doing all that talking. He was never out in the field. Laura said, did you see how low the water was after the people got... That medium hot tub was so gross. Some people said men like Ed make it clear that anyone can be in a relationship. QQQ said, I couldn't believe producers didn't get that drunk barrel off that chick. My God, today. Laura said Angela claimed she was sticking up for Ed, but I really didn't see it. She was yelling at him too. Yeah, she just likes to go after people she knows she can go after. I agree too, Pretty Kitty. I think she's just on the show to stir up things. There is no other question. Like they literally invite her to fight their cast members. Pretty Kitty said, crazy thing is there are paying guests at the resort. Yep, that's what that lady was saying. We have guests here. Jessica said, Auntie's advice said there are bad reviews on TripAdvisor and Expedia because... Oh, that sucks. That sucks. Laura Becker said, TLC is cheap for not booking a whole resort for filming. My thing is, you couldn't buy, like, not buy, but you couldn't rent out a little ranch or villa to film this? Why do you have them sharing a resort with other people? That's so weird. Pretty Kitty said, I think that Liz has been broken down so much in her life that she thinks she deserves this from Ed. It's so sad. I agree. QQQ said, I hate that it was all nice. I hate that it was all nice, but Ed and Angie gotta ruin stuff. People need to let this show know we don't like that. But people are watching. That's what I'm saying. It's the numbers. They don't care about the content. They care about the numbers. Alma said he says that because he knows it's how he feels he is treated, he could have redeemed himself by sticking up for her. He wasn't going to stick up for her with Angela there. He was scared. QQQ said that's why Kelly didn't lock out on Ed because he know he probably would look or cook. Jessica said, Jovi is disgusting. I don't think he would have forced her, but I think he would have manipulated her into having one. You know what? I agree. And I think if she would have said that and said it a little differently, I don't think he would have been upset as upset as he is. But it's the language that she used. Candace said, we need to have more conversations about how dangerous pregnancy and childbirth can be. Women die every day. Candace said, this is why Yara waited until therapy to tell him about birth control. You are right. Jessica said, I don't know. I feel like that was smart for her to try and get a place dealing with a man like him. He's tried to coerce her into having a child when she said multiple times she isn't ready. She isn't ready. He treats her like garbage. I will agree with you that he absolutely leads with his money, but that's the relationship. I think a lot of people get on this show and act like a lot of their relationships are based out of love when it's not based out of convenience and understanding and provision. And I think when sometimes the women who were sugar babies wants to change the dynamic of the relationship, that's where the conflicts comes in because the men don't want to change. That's why they got you, because they wanted somebody who will be compliant to their mess. And now that you got the ring and you're talking as a wife and you want all of these things to happen, it's shocking the men because that was never the situation. T. Flinders has said, yeah, but the apartment was in Czech Republic. I think Jovi is just kind of ignorant. I hear you. I hear you. I also think it's how she delayed it to him, where she wanted something close to her family. And I think that's the thing that probably he ran with. Teresa said, trying to get the embassy to bring your wife home from a war zone is not an easy task. Has she even received her citizenship? I think so. I think so. She wouldn't. She won't get in Molly's face and she won't get in Kalani's face, but she'll get in Liz. She'll get in Liz's face. QQQ said, as well as said he just kissed that one with Thrush, but my friend that died had it. So he's probably just, saying whatever he can. So what he did does not seem as bad. Listen, I mind my business. Because the minute I say something, somebody would be like, well, Nikki, I can't believe you would say something like that about me. Like, that was very rude to say that just because I don't bathe, my skin is going to fall off. You're right. I apologize. Although that's what's going to happen, I should not have said it. You never know. Listen, you never know. People, you will never, I can never fathom how people identify, because I say stuff on here and people be like, oh, I'm a part of that community. And I'm like, you're a part of the widget, the world watcher, troll, hamburger eating community? How? I just made that up. But there's always a community for something. So I just mind my business. I say no judgment. Do what you need to do. But this was a little odd concerning the show that we're watching in this situation, because you just never know. You just never know. Mitzi said, a swallow doesn't care how it shows up. He only cares how he gets it. I'm judging the non-bathing community, and you should too. Some people said, a swallow doesn't seem super smart. I don't think he thought the cheating was that serious. I think he just never thought that he would get caught. And the way he got caught, child. Missy said, Michael was on the iPad. They are doing couple activities. When Michael's on the iPad while they're doing couple activities, take me out. It's ridiculous. That's what I just said. Why couldn't y'all get an Airbnb? This is weird. This is very, very weird. We will wobble, but they won't fall down. Won't fall down or won't fall down. Zoom, zoom. We will wobble, but they don't fall down. I'm gonna get a couple more, then I'm gonna get out of here because I gotta hop into I was gonna say argue the ultimatum. So Steph said it's a whole community of men on TikTok that prefer their coochie kind of seasoned and spicy. Yeah, I heard about the fresh gym coochie. Why are we having this conversation? They said they like the way the pheromones or something taste, but I'm saying with a swallow, like I feel like he wants a horrid stench. Let me leave. Let me leave. QQQ said Joby trying to keep her pregnant more so she doesn't leave him and mess up her body so she doesn't get dudes. Seems like that than wanting another, really. Probably. Oh, really? Oh, thank you, Alma. I'm going to get Jessica, and then we're going to end here because we got to get into the ultimatum. Jessica said, I think a swallow tries to play dumb. Like people who act like they don't understand English, you get out of the conversation. Oh, absolutely. He manipulates everybody with that. I'm a dumb island boy. I don't buy it. Yeah, I'm trying to find, because I'm saying this stuff off cuff. So I'm trying to like fix it before it comes out. But, season. They like it seasoned. And we don't ask. Even if it creeps you out. Munch on, King. Munch on. You are welcome, Jessica. I love you guys. And I will see you in the ultimatum live soon and very soon. I feel like that's going to be a quick live. So just come to chat because ultimatum didn't give me much. So it's probably going to be more of a chat than a review. We will see. Love you all.